Perfect. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the regular village board meeting on November 22nd, 2022. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mayor DeBold.
Here.
Trustees Brockman.
Here.
Carroll.
Here.
Chapman.
Yes.
Kirkland. Here. Luciano.
Here.
And Selfridge.
Here.
All right, roll call is complete. Everybody is present. Are there any citizens wishing to address the village board this evening? Seeing none, we will move on to this evening's consent agenda. For everybody's references, item number 4 has been struck from the consent, so as we go through it, item number 4 will not be read. Item number 1 is approval of the regular meeting minutes from November 7th, 2022. Item number 2 will be approval of accounts payable in the amount of $1,538,573.45. Item number 3 will be approval of the payment in the amount of $7,470 to House of Roland for interior windows, shades at the Public Works facility. And what would be marked as item number 5 is approval of pay request number 1 in the amount of $111,768.70 to Hacienda Landscaping for work completed at Diana and Kitts Corner Parks of the reconstruction project. Are there any items a trustee has a question or needs any revisions?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as read.
Second.
Motion Luciano, second Kirkland. Roll call, please.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
And Brockman.
Yes.
All right, consent is approved. From reports and communications, I don't have anything at this moment. Was there anything that you had received otherwise for us, Lana?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. We will move into this evening's order of business. Business item number 1 will be consideration for approval of an ordinance abating the taxes hereto levied for the year 2022 to pay the principal of and interest on $14,200,000 general obligation bonds, series 2021. And this item is up for a second read. Ms. Burkholder.
Thank you. This is the second read of our 2022 abatement on the property taxes for the 2021 bonds. The total amount abated is $941,500. This clarifies the village's intention to use funds other than property taxes to make that principal and interest payment on the debt next year. Any questions?
Vote to approve item 1.
Second.
Motion Chapman, second Kirkland. Roll call, please.
Chapman.
Yes.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
And Carroll.
Yes.
All right, item number 1 is approved. Moving into business item number 2. Consideration for approval of a resolution authorizing a settlement agreement between the Village of Shorewood and Commonwealth Edison Company and Avazar Audit Solutions Incorporated. Ms. Burkholder will brief everybody on this.
Thank you. This has been, some of you may recall, this has been going on for quite some time, 6 or 8 years. It goes back to, and it has to do with the way that Commonwealth Edison collects utility taxes and remits them back to the village. As a lot of communities in the suburbs were growing, those boundaries and annexations didn't always get recorded properly, so there was tax revenue that municipalities, not just Shorewood, missed out on. So as of our consultant for this type of work, put us together with other communities in the same situation, quite a few other communities in the same situation, and hired a separate firm to negotiate this with ComEd. This, like I said, it's been going on for quite some time. As of our will take their fee out of the settlement that comes back to the village, and then we've got mechanisms in place so that the taxes are collected more clearly going forward.
Anybody have any questions with Ann regarding that agreement with ComEd?
And so for this, I do.
Go
Mayor,
ahead,
if you don't
by all
mind.
means.
The amount that's shown on the settlement, the consultant will take a fee out of that, or is that after the fee's been taken out?
It was the $10,000 amount on there?
Correct.
Yeah, they take half of that, so we get just over 5.
Okay, that was all. Thank you.
No problem. Anybody else have any questions?
I move to approve a resolution authorizing a settlement agreement between the Village of Shorewood and Commonwealth Edison and As of Our Audit Solutions, Inc.
I'll second.
Motion Kirkland, second Selfridge. Roll call, please.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
And Chapman.
Yes.
All right, item number 2 is approved. Business item number 3 will be consideration for approval of a proposal for professional services with Christopher Burke Engineering for Phase 2 engineering design of the village's pumping and receiving station, underground reservoir, and 2 miles of 16-inch water main, not to exceed $1,078,973. And at this point, I will defer over to Public Works Director Noriel.
Thank you, Mayor. I also have Mr. Jacques Plizet, Assistant Public Works Director, and Mr. Brian Welsh here as well from Christopher Burke, just in case you have any complex questions. I did bring the experts. So as we continue to move forward with our alternative source water program, with a schedule to bring lake water here to the village around the 2030 year mark, we are now proceeding with our design work for our internal infrastructure improvements. As discussed at the last Committee of the Whole meeting last month, this is CBEL's proposal for the design, Phase 2 design for our pumping receiving station, our 3 to 4 million underground reservoir, along with a 16-inch water main extension from our public works site going north to right around the Walnut Trail Water Tower area. The design work will begin in 2023, along with surveying and such, and should be completed on an aggressive schedule, we're hoping mid-2024. Good news is, like I said at the Committee of the Whole, once this goes into construction, construction's anticipated to start at the end of 2024, ending and being complete by the end of 2025, maybe early 2026. So as the good news is, as I mentioned, that if this is completed, we are able to put this into service into our own infrastructure now ahead of lake water coming, so we can still work out the bugs and such. Our fiscal year 2023-2024 budget allocates $1.12 million for this project. So approval will commit the village in our budget and will not be able to do any adjustments for this project. So staff is recommending approval of CBEL's professional engineering services for our Phase 2 design of our pumping station, receiving station, underground reservoir, and our 16-inch water main extension, not to exceed $1,078,973. Any questions?
This is, I know we just talked about this during the Committee of the Whole a couple weeks back, and like we said, this is the next step of moving forward with our lake water project. We're getting real design and moving forward and getting ready for it, so.
Experience we had with ComEd last 5 or 6 years, do you see a problem getting across ComEd?
For the crossing itself, we will definitely have to work with ComEd for the crossing, but we're not going through the right-of-way and running, miles of transmission main.
But we're
It'll just be a
going
crossing.
through there right away.
Right, we just have to cross.
And
Have to cross.
And not only that, and also the railroad too.
Yes.
There will be a railroad crossing.
Long, or kind of horizontal crossings of those right-of-ways are much more common and take coordination, but they're much more straightforward than a parallel construction.
Commonwealth Edison has become much more receptive to working with the commission partners.
They have been? They have been more receptive?
Have been much more receptive.
And this amount of money is gonna be paid out in 23-24 budget, but it won't be completed until the mid to end of 2024?
There will be payments needed to be made as part of this project towards Seabell.
Okay. But you don't see this being done before summer of '24 or even later than that, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
At least just the design.
The other thing to remember is this, we're also in the process of going for an EPA loan to help finance this as well, so that's all part of the process.
Okay, thank you.
Make a motion to approve a proposal for professional services with Christopher B. Burke Engineering for Phase 2 engineering design of the village's pumping and receiving station, underground reservoir, and 2 miles of 16-inch water main in the amount not to exceed $1,078,973.
Second.
Motion Kirkland, second Luciano. Roll call, please.
Luciano.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
And Kirkland.
Yes.
Item number 3 is approved. Item number 4 will be consideration for approval of proposal, I apologize, for professional services with Christopher Burke Engineering for the village's ADA transition plan update study in the amount of $11,492. And back to Noriel.
Thank you again, Mayor. So our current ADA transition plan is from 2017. It's almost 6 years old. It is required that our plan is updated approximately every 5 years. This is a plan that identifies our facilities and right-of-ways and our ADA needs to ensure that we remain compliant with the ADA Act. We have $12,000 in our fiscal year 2022-2023 budget. Seabell was our professional services that provided this service and completed our report in 2017. Again, this is just an update. Staff is recommending approval of Seabell's proposal for professional services in the amount not to exceed $11,492 for our ADA transition update. Any questions?
Make a motion for the approval of a proposal for professional services with Christopher B. Burke Engineering for the village's ADA transition plan update study in the amount of $11,492.
Second.
Motion Luciano, second Carroll. Roll call, please.
Selfridge.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Kirkland.
Yes.
And Luciano.
Yes.
All right. Business item number 5 is consideration for approval of the purchase of equipment for the Bushnell for the brine shed at the new Public Works facility not to exceed $13,000. And back to Noriel for one more.
Thank you again. This is for materials and parts needed to build out our brine shed at our new Public Works facility. Proposals from the subcontractors that we received from the general contractor this year exceeded our $15,000 budget by a significant amount. So Public Works staff will build it ourselves. So although that this is not part of the base contract with Pacific Construction for our Public Works, this is still included in our overall project budget and bonding for our Public Works facility. Pricing out the materials, Bushnell is the lowest at $11,456.70 with an approximate 1 to 4 week delivery date for us. Staff is recommending approval of Bushnell's quote for the brine shed equipment at the new Public Works facility not to exceed $13,000. Any questions?
Approval to let him make brine?
I move to approve the purchase of equipment from Bushnell for the brine shed at the new Public Works facility not to exceed $13,000.
Second.
Motion Kirkland, second Chapman. Roll call, please.
Brockman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Kirkland.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
And Selfridge.
Yes.
All right, item number 5 is approved. We will move into our trustee comments and start with trustee Brock.
Thank you, Mayor. I was just informed that our December 7th meeting, planning and zoning, not enough on the agenda, so we will have no meeting on December 7th. And I was free Monday, so I was able to watch the television video of the well number 9 as they went down 1,600 feet, and very interesting. And I got to see number 8 also. I can't believe the difference in those two wells, what they look like. 8 looks so absolutely clean from top to bottom, and then 9, there was 150 or 200 feet of scales, so I don't know why the difference, but Lane said they could take care of that without a problem. So very interesting, and I think I was telling Brian and Jock before the meeting, I think well 8 was like at 642 or something when they hit water, and this one was like 639, so pretty close. And I was happy to see that because I was hoping that it hadn't dropped. You know, we're thinking that we hope we have enough until 2030, and that kind of relieved my mind a little bit that it hadn't dropped that much, if any. So pleased to see that. And also, when you get down to 1,600 feet, you can't believe how fast that water is moving from one side to the other. I just couldn't believe it. But anyway, it was very interesting and glad I was off to see that. So Noriel let me know earlier in the day what time to be there, and I was there. So, okay, that's it. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Trustee Carroll?
No.
No problem. Trustee Chapman?
No, just wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and a great Thanksgiving. That's it.
No problem. Thank you. Trustee Kirkland?
Thank you. The Village of Shorewood's outdoor holiday market is back. Come out to Shorewood Town Center December 2nd to the 4th. Friday will feature our village tree lighting along with a performance by the Madrigals from Manuka High School. Saturday will feature a visit from Olaf and Old Town Christmas carolers. And on Sunday we will have Santa and Mrs. Claus and live reindeer. Other amenities will include over 40 local vendors, winter hayrack rides, dinner from one of our great food vendors, and drinks from Mauve, Mad Hatchet, and Will County Brewing. See the full schedule of food, shopping, and entertainment at vil.shorewood.il.us. And just a quick note on the times, Friday 4 to 9, Saturday 2 to 9, and Sunday 12 to 6. So,
What time is the Christmas tree lighting?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
and that's my report. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Trustee Luciano?
The Citizens Advisory Committee is on recess till January. Our next meeting will be the 4th week of January. Because of the holidays, we don't meet. And I'd also like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and a safe holiday.
Thank you. And Trustee Selfridge?
Nothing. Thank you, Mayor.
All right. With that, I do want to expand real quick on the holiday market. I want to thank Public Works for all this time and effort that's been gone into getting the tree harvested and the different coordination. Pardon me for a minute. Normally, we would have done our tree lighting this evening, and I do apologize, but due to the fact that a little bit of a late notice with some scheduling aspect of getting the crane and some mobility stuff, so it's going to work out a little bit better to do it during our holiday market. We'll be able to share our tree lighting event with hundreds of folks, this time with our residents that come out to these events. It's already been pretty well hyped up, and we're hearing a lot of positive feedback out there. There was the Joliet Patch just ran a great article for us regarding our holiday market as well. Again, tree lighting will be at 5 o'clock on Friday evening. There's over 40 different vendors this time around. We have a full circle out here in front again. So it'll be another great time, and I know PW staff has been doing a lot of getting all the lights up and ready to go for next weekend. So with that, everybody have a happy Thanksgiving, and everybody on the board, to all of our residents at home, thank you. Enjoy the warmer weather, and see where we go. With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Motion Kirkland, second Selfridge. Roll call, please.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman. Kirkland.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
And Brockman.
Yes.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Have a good holiday.